so these phones I'm really excited about. Now we have already tried Vivo X60, Vivo X70 Pro, Vivo X70 Pro Plus, and Vivo flagships are quite underrated in terms of camera. And this year the Vivo X80 Pro has 4 camera. I mean 4 useful cameras. So before we get to the camera and test it, we'll quickly see what's in the box. By the way, this video is made in collaboration with Vivo. So this year there's slight changes to the Vivo X series, and we'll also talk about the X80 in between. Like, it's a very big box, which is nice these days. You get the phone itself. There are more boxes inside. Nice. And I love the case that comes with these Vivo X series phone. It has this leather finish, and you have a 80-watt charger, USB-A to Type-C cable. It's not a PD charger, and the phone doesn't support PD charging. Rest you get Type-C earphones. Oh, some extra ear tips. Rest you get paperwork and a premium SIM ejector tool. Damn, this is like quite a lot of stuff. And you get the same kind of things with the X80 as well. And now look at the phone. Damn. Hold on. Okay, what do you think about the design of this phone?
In my first impression, this looks very premium. I like this buttery smooth texture. And is there any reason to put this huge camera island?
We'll get to the reason in a moment.
But the good thing is there is no wobble because of this camera island, as you can see.
Like, the top 25% of the phone is all cameras, and black and all is fine, but I really love this teal color. Looks dope. You get a glass back with matte finish and that smooth satin feel. You have metal frames, of course, no headphone jack, flagship experience, and you get an IR blaster at the top, which is very rare these days in smartphone. It's helpful if you want to turn off AC and all. You also have an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, which compared to normal in-display fingerprint is really fast. Plus, it has like a very big area for fingerprint detection, so even if you miss the point, it still takes it. Now, before we jump to the cameras, you get a 6.78-inch 2K 120Hz AMOLED display. You get Scotch Sensation glass protection. The Vivo X80 on the other hand has a full HD plus 120Hz display. Now, it's an LTPO 3.0 AMOLED display, in case you guys don't know. It can go from 1 Hz to 120 Hz. Now, LTPO 3.0 gives you less power consumption compared to LTPO 2.0, and thus you should get better battery life. And of course, movies and all look really good. Like in HDR scenes, it can go up to 1500 nits peak brightness. And you also get dual stereo speakers. Listen to this. It's loud. It has like really good suppression. Like you could listen to that separately, but 60-70% of the volume is coming from the bottom speaker. Also, you get all the good stuff, wideband L1 support, HDR on YouTube. The only thing is this is a curved display. The Vivo X80 also has a slightly curved display, which if you hold it like this, it looks like it's all display in your hand. But if you have something white on the screen, there's a slight tint on the curves. But the display is really good flagship grade. Now we are out here to shoot some real life camera samples, and to be honest with you, initially I thought, what's the purpose of having such a big camera island? But you have to see this. Here's a photo of the internal wiring and camera hardware, and this thing is all camera up top here. It's like a camera that can take phone calls. Now you get a 50 megapixel main sensor with OIS, a 48 megapixel ultra wide angle camera that is also a macro camera, a 12 megapixel 2x optical camera with gimbal OIS, and a 8 megapixel 5x periscope camera with OIS. It took me 5 minutes to memorize all of this. Now, the main sensor is so big, like this is Manu's photo with all natural blur, and you can see the background blur. Like for context, this is the iPhone 13. It is a huge sensor. Also, we have always had a complaint that Vivo takes super saturated and vibrant photos. Some people like it, some people don't. But this time they have a Zeiss color profile for all the lenses, and I can see the difference this time. Like here's side by side both the photos, and you can see, especially in this bookcase photo, the blue and the purple in the bed, it's all so natural on the Zeiss color mode. Like pictures come as you see them in real life. I really like the Zeiss color mode, and it's good to see that Vivo is continuing with this collaboration. Now there's also a Zeiss cinematic video mode which gives you that 18:9 aspect ratio, but they have also added movie LUTs in videos now. Now you will be like, what's LUTs? How is it different from filters? Well, LUTs are basically mathematical values that are applied to colors, and they are more consistent and better as compared to filters. And also, take out 2 seconds and just listen to the mic quality and this video footage. Soothing. Now I think we'll need a dedicated video to explain all this camera stuff, test all that camera, make a good comparison. Let us know if you want that. Now one thing that I noticed is there's little to no color shift between the wide angle to the 5x lenses. Like here's side by side of ultra wide angle 1x, 2x and 5x. Sometimes I felt like it's trying to brighten up the face, like see here Manu's face, but it looked good. Now here's a 4K 60 FPS footage from both the main and the 2x camera, and you can have an idea of the stabilization. Like the 2x, especially the 2x portrait camera, that has really good stabilization, and I think that is my favorite amongst all these 4-5 camera lenses. And you can take 1080p 30 FPS videos on the front 32 megapixel camera. And there is also a voice enhancement mode. So we waited through the night because we wanted to take night mode photos, and also that Zeiss round bokeh modes and all of that, and the super moon photo. So you have this 6 to 7 Zeiss styles called biotar, sonar, and depending on the one you choose, the bokeh turns out to be different. I found the blur to be a lot natural in this photo, and you can increase the blur, but then it kind of looks overdone. But what I loved was this cinematic mode. Like in the movies, if you see car scenes at the night, the light flare comes out to be straight. It's called anamorphic, and damn, it looked so good. Now it was such a good day. You had a full moon, but the entire time it was all sunny, 40-45 degrees in Delhi. But today, when you want to take supermoon photos, look at the clouds. You can do like 60x super digital zoom, but it kind of looks like a rock or something. So maybe some other day we'll wait for it. Now you get Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, 8GB LPDDR5 RAM, 256GB UFS 3.1 storage. Now I did a CPU throttling test. It throttled about 70%, which is quite good for Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. But I feel this CPU throttling test is a lot misunderstood on YouTube. If possible, we'll try and make a video on benchmarks and the history of it. 5,000 likes for that? Let's do this. I also ran Antutu. It scored about 9,78,854, which is again a good score for 8 Gen 1. On the Vivo X80, you get Dimensity 9000. And it is probably the first phone in India to come with Dimensity 9000. Rest, it's a flagship phone. You can play BGMI at HDR graphics, extreme or 60 FPS frame rate. And I could only play for 10 to 15 minutes and the gameplay was smooth. You get FunTouchOS 12 based on Android 12 right out of the box. Now, of course, you get all Android 12 features like camera indicator when an app is using the camera. Even the animations have gotten now smoother and more consistent. But FunTouchOS looks a bit different than Android 12. Like they have implemented this UI color feature where it can take color from your wallpaper, and apps like Phone Dialer, Google Messages get the same color. But Vivo's own app settings menu need to be better optimized for Material You theme. Also, there are some bloatwares which can be uninstalled, but I wasn't expecting it. Vivo also promises 3 years of Android updates and 4 years of security update on the Vivo X series phone, which is good. Rest, you get a 4700 mAh battery. Now I used the phone for a day. I could easily finish a heavy day of about 7 hours of screen on time before I have to charge my phone. But this is only 1 day experience. You also get 80-watt wired charging. It can go 0 to 100 in about 40 minutes. You also get wireless charging. Now, if you use Vivo Flash Charge, it supports 50-watt wireless charging. You also have reverse wireless charging for earbuds and all of that. Also, you get all the important sensors, gyro, compass and NFC. So as of now, I'm not aware of the pricing, but the Vivo X80 Pro should be somewhere around 70,000. That's what my guess is. And the Vivo X80 should be priced somewhere around 50,000. And it would be interesting to see this Vivo X80 variant because it is like the lighter version of X80 Pro. And I think you guys would be most interested in this one. Let me know your thoughts on the Vivo X series. This is Pradeep signing off. See ya pretty soon. Pew pew.